have in front of me my index.html page, and you can see that it looks very different. I have p tags, adding an image, about CSS and cascading style sheets, and they're inset into my web page. I have, on the using CSS, I have a border around here which is dotted and double lined and dashed and solid. And then I've also got my image which I've put towards the center, or actually in the center, and I've also created a border around this. And what I'm going to do first is just show you inside your carrot or your HTML editor, because remember, whatever you're using as a HTML editor, you can do all of these. So I'm just going to show you inside that what we've actually created. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to go to the top. And one of the things I want you to consider is that I have put in here some notes, so comments. And if you remember, if we think back to when we did something in Python, you could put comments into Python, by using the hashtag and then writing and closing with a hashtag. In the HTML web page, the way to actually write a comment, if you want to tell me something about your web page, is to use a crocodile bracket and an exclamation mark and 2 dashes. Write what you've got to say, all the information, and then you finish with 2 dashes and an arrow. You don't need to do this. This is just so that you can read what I've put in here. And what I intend to do is to make this a little bit bigger and then take a screenshot and also add this to the classroom. So if we think back to what we've done previously, we've using style within the title and the head tag, we have changed the colour of our background. So we've changed it from light grey, or we've put in cyan. We've used different hexadecimal numbers, so I'll just pop one in here. So remember hash, let's have a look, 999999. You can tell it's going to work when it changes colour. Save it, and I'm going to run it in the background here, and you can see that it changes the background colour for me. I'm going to leave that as it is. You can change the font family. You can change the size of your heading. Actually, I think I might just take that back because it's a little bit too dark for me. Remember, if you're using 2 words together, so light grey, you need to make sure that they are linked. Oh, well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. I forgot and left the hashtag in. Silly me. Let's try that again. There you go, that's better. Make sure that the words are linked. You can change the size, the style. You can change the colour of your font. So I changed this to a purple colour. And what I've now done is around my using CSS H1 tag, which is size 48, it's in Arial. I've created a border. You can see that it's dotted, it's dashed, it's got a solid line, and then over this side it's got a double line. And I've put that in border style. Now I can change that. I can make that, quite literally, can just make that so that it is only, let me see, for example, dotted. Okay, and again, always save your changes. Let's run it. So it's now just a dotted line. I can do the same, and I could put a dashed line. Okay, again, save it, run it, it will put the dashed line in for you. You can change it again. You can put in all the bits that you wanted to, so I can make it double or I can make it solid. So this would be a solid line. Again, remember to save, and I'm going to run it with a solid line up the top here. So what I'm going to actually do is, because I quite like the idea of putting them all in, I'm just going to replace the text that I took out, and at the beginning I'm just going to put in dotted because that's the one that I forgot. Save that, and I'm just going to have it up here, so it gives you an idea of what you can do. So the next thing that you're going to see is that in my p tag, Again, I looked at border style and I used the inset. Okay, so that's for this. And if you want to use that, that's fine. But if you just want to use, I don't know, double, you would just put in border style, colon, then you would put in double, put your semicolon and finish it off. Make sure you save it. Remember, this is going to change all of your paragraphs, your P tags. So I've now got a double line going around all of my P tags. And again, I can simply go in and make the alteration and save it, and again it will give me the inset. Okay, the next thing I want us to look at is the image. So if you can see here, I've got my picture of Dexter and I've got this border radius on. If you remember, I chose 35% because I liked it, but I've also managed to put it in the center of my screen and I've put a border around it. And the principles are all the same. The only difference when you're putting something into the center on an image is that we have to make a slight alteration in our HTML tag. So this is our image HTML tag, okay, and it's the same as the one that you've done. The only difference is I've added something called class and I've actually put it to the center. I've actually put it to the center. So we'll put it to the centre and see if that makes any difference. It seems to work anyway for some reason. Make sure I save it. So the only thing I would do is at the end I would add class equals speech mark centre and then make sure the closing bracket is at the end of that and save it. And then I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to put in something called display. So to move the whole of that image into the center, this is the code that you need to use. So it's display colon block semicolon, and what we're doing is we're changing our image into a block. But don't worry too much about that. As long as you're following how this is written, it will work. We're going to automatically create our left margin and our right margin, and then we put that into our CSS. Now I could put this at the top, up here, or I could put it at the bottom where it is, or in the middle. The only thing I've done is actually just added it to what exists already, which is the border radius. So you put, this is the CSS that you put inside your image part to make sure that your photograph sits in the center of your web page, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so I'll save that again. Let's just have a look at it. So there it is. We can see that works. Go back to our carrots. In here, I've put a border style around my image. Again, I can change that. I can put dotted. Save it and run that, and you can see I've got a dotted line around it, and it's the same, it's all the same as the stuff that we've used in here. We can have a solid line, a double line, a dashed line. I could even put, I think I could probably put a little bit of everything in there, so we can try that. I don't know if it'll work on an image, but it's always worth having a go. I've put dotted in twice, dashed, solid and double. Not sure that it'll work on an image, but let's give it a try, shall we? There you go. I can even put a little bit of everything around, so it is very adaptable. You can pick whatever you wish to have around there. I'm going to leave it like that because I quite like it. And you can move them around so that your dotted line would start, you know, you've got your dotted line starting at your top left, then your dashed, then your solid, then your double. You could change them around, so you could start with dashed, move, you know, play around with it, make it look interesting, make it just be what you want it to be. Actually, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to go with a dashed line because I quite fancy that. If I spell it correctly, we're doing well. And I'm going to pop that in there like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a YouTube video, and I'm going to put that somewhere underneath maybe underneath this paragraph. So I'm going to just have a look and decide where I want to put it. So let's go down, because this is something when we're putting a YouTube video into our web page, we actually put it into the body. So we go back into this area again, the one where we have our music and where we have our images. So I am going to put my video, I think I'm going to put it underneath this BR tag. This is my break tag that I've used. And I've just created a space. So on line 47, this is where I'm going to put my video. So what I need to do now is find a YouTube video that I want to use. So obviously open YouTube, always a good start. And then think about what you want to put in here. So I am going to go for Bengal kittens, because I'm a sucker for Bengal kittens. Let's have a look. I don't think we'll go with being born. Let's go with playing in water. So we'll have a look at some of the videos of Bengal kittens playing in water. This one I quite like. I'm just going to click onto this video. I'm going to wait until my silly ads have finished. And then I'm just going to pause it. Okay, so Bengal kittens love playing in water. You can see this is just generally as you would do it. Normally we would probably take the hyperlink out of here, the URL, but what we're going to do is we're going to move down and we're going to go to the share button. And when we hit share, we get all of these options. What we want is embed, because we want to actually put the whole thing, which is the player, the size of the actual video, frame, everything into our document, into our web page. So click share, and then we're just going to click on copy. I'm going to reopen my editor, and I'm just going to paste the whole of that into my web page. Save it, because if we don't save it, it's a disaster. And let's hope that it works. I'm just going to click on refresh, and there you go. You can see we now have a YouTube video. When I press the play button, it works. Actually, that doesn't work. I'm silly. That's my music. I didn't leave a gap. Click on play and it works. Silly miss. So there we go. We have that working. And that is how you will put your YouTube video into your web page. What I'll do in here, which I always find useful, is to use a BR tag, and hopefully this will allow me to put a gap between where my music starts, my music player, and my video. So we'll see if it works. They can be a little bit temperamental, these BR tags, if you're not careful. There you go, it puts it underneath. So I've now got a YouTube video, and I'll quickly go through that process again. So remember, we find the video that we want. It can be anything. I've been watching a lot about painting at the moment. Click on my daily challenge.
¿Necesitas un logo memorable para tu marca? Entra al creador de logos de Wix y empiézalo ahora.
Okay, and then whatever video you pick, you go underneath, you share, hit the embed button, and then copy the text. So you would copy it from here. That puts it onto your clipboard, and then you just need to paste it into your document wherever you want it to go. So for example, I can put that underneath this YouTube video. So I'll pop it in here, just put a space in, I'll put that one in, I'm going to save that, close this a little bit because I've got this one running in Safari, and there you go. I've got 2 YouTube videos, and you can put in as many as you want. So if we refresh, we have the way to put our YouTube videos in. We can look at how we can change our paragraph tags, so maybe putting them with different border styles, how to move and center our image, how to alter the border, how to put a different radius style that you can see from here. It's taken the edges off a square picture. I can take that out and just have a square picture. And how to put different border styles in there, how to alter the background colour, we've done that. So background colour. When we're talking about background colours or we're talking about altering anything in CSS, it all goes within the head and the title tags. Okay, the body, this is where we change the colour. H1, this is where we can change our headings. We can alter the size. I can make my heading larger. Okay, I could make this 55 points. Okay, you can see it gets a little bit bigger at the top. I can alter this font family. I could change that to, what could I change it to? Let's try. We'll go with Comic Sans MS. Remember, capital letters for all of these elements. Hopefully that's correct. Let's have a quick look. Yep, it changes the style here. Okay, we can alter the colour. We can alter the borders. That's for the H1 tag. For the P tag, we can do the same. We can do the same things. I can alter my P tags. I can make these Arial black. Again, remember we need to put those capital letters in. Change it. Let's have a quick look at it. There you go. Arial black, but in purple, because that's what I wanted. I'm going to change that back because it doesn't look quite as nice as I like. So I'm going to put that back to Verdana. Oh, can't spell, can't type. There you go. I'm going to save that and I will put it back. Let's have a look. Yep, looks a lot better as far as I can see. And then how we change our image. Remember, when we're centering an image, this is the stuff that we want. This is the CSS. But we also need to remember that in our image, we're going to put a class. We're going to put a center class on the end of here. So center equals speech marks. Sorry, class equals speech marks and then center. Make sure it's inside the whole of your HTML image tag, which you find in your body. Okay, hopefully that helps. We're going to use this in class, so take a good look at it. It's always going to be there for reference. Okay, so hopefully that will work for us.